Hello, welcome. I am here to talk about how I healed 2 diseases holistically on my own in 2 years without any doctors, without any medicine, and doing it completely naturally. I've gotten a lot of questions on Instagram about it, so I decided that I wanted to make a full video about it so that this could help anyone who is seeking help with that. I want to start off this video by saying I am not doing the best today, and I just want to get that out of the way so that we don't go through this video and you're wondering why is my energy weird or whatever. And I think the reason why I feel weird right now is because talking about this, like, I've been feeling honestly bad all morning, all the way leading up into this video, and I told myself yesterday I was going to make this video today. I think it's a lot like when you do the first therapy intake session, where you have to go through all of your trauma to this new person that doesn't even know you, and it brings up everything, and then you have to deal with all that at once, like shadow work. That's like what I feel like is going on with me all morning. Like, I've had to think about my journey and my past, and it's just brought up so much, and I even want to cry talking about this right now, and it's just not stuff that I want to deal with right now. But I guess this is really aligned for me to be going through, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. This right here, dealing with these emotions, is what is going to help you heal these autoimmune diseases. So the autoimmune diseases that I had were Hashimoto's and lupus. And honestly, in my opinion, any disease comes from the root of fear. And it's always something that's rooted within you. It's something that's below the surface. I think that every single disease on the planet is curable, whether it be schizophrenia or cancer. I literally think that the human body is a miraculous healing vessel that is capable of healing literally anything. So I'm going to go through my journey, and I'm going to give you all of the information that I can remember at the best of my ability to tell you how I healed this. I'm not going to be doing any editing in this video. I'm literally just going to be going from my memory. I asked Source to help channel to give you guys the right information for this video. As hard as it is for me to sit here and talk about, I'm going to do it because I think it's important. Because there's so much information about healing autoimmunity that science isn't teaching us, and that I know is factual based on going through the journey myself. All right, so let's go ahead and just get into it. All right, I am going to give you 4 key things that you should be thinking about when healing your disease, okay? These 4 things, it does not matter what you have. It doesn't matter if you have cancer or some mental issue or an autoimmunity, okay? These are 4 things that anyone should use to heal anything, okay? Number 1, love versus fear. Number 2, love yourself. Love yourself. Number 3, be yourself. Number 4, listen to your body. And then, on top of that, to heal my Hashimoto's specifically, I did no alcohol, no tobacco, and no coffee. I haven't done those things. Well, first of all, I've never drank coffee. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. I always had cocaine, so I never needed coffee. I don't do cocaine anymore. I haven't done cocaine in over 2.5 years. So I stopped drinking alcohol 2 years and 8 months ago. And I stopped doing cocaine 2 years and 7 months ago. So I literally couldn't start my healing journey until doing those things. And cocaine was my coffee. So Hashimoto specifically doesn't like alcohol, tobacco, or coffee. So that's one thing that you should know if you have specifically Hashimoto's. I tried to do things like rape in the middle of my healing journey, which is when someone shoots tobacco up your nose, blows it up your nose. It's a spiritual thing, so look it up. It's called HAPE. and that made me puke a bunch. So like I remember I used to smoke cigarettes and stuff when I did cocaine, and when I stopped doing cocaine, I didn't really like have a desire to smoke cigarettes anymore. So, but then when I did the hape, I realized, oh, my body really just doesn't like tobacco. And it probably was because of the Hashimoto's, because it literally just, there's something about that disease where it doesn't like those things. So if I'm gonna be honest with you, there is no amount of alcohol that is okay for healing diseases. There's just none. If you want to go ahead and heal your entire body and heal it from the root, fuck alcohol and get that shit out. Like, I'm not kidding. Get it out of your life completely. This healing is about changing your entire life. I'm sorry, I'm getting so passionate about this because it's not just take a couple things out of your life and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's not silly like that. It's not simple like that. It is, you have to literally decide to change the way you live. Okay? And I hope that my passion is getting through with that. It is so important. And what I mean by that is I'm going to go through the 4 things again. And this is how you change how you live. Love versus fear. Our entire society, and I'm getting so pissed about this because it's just, no wonder we have so many sick people. It is because of the way society runs. You need to start deprogramming yourself. You need to start meditating and doing breath work. Because honestly, those are the things that are gonna be able to slow your nervous system down enough, and you are gonna be able to actually get the ability to listen to yourself. Because one thing this society does not allow us to do is listen to our own intuition. And that goes with the part that's listen to your body, okay? I don't know how many doctors are gonna sit there and tell you, when you go to the doctor and tell them you have anxiety, oh, here's all these different pills. Fuck that shit, okay? And I got an ear infection and I had an antibiotic, and it was literally giving me heart palpitations. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack, and I literally thought I was on cocaine again. Called 911, and the ambulance was like not even there for me. They're like, and then they were telling me, well, sorry, if you take an antibiotic, that there's nothing you can do. You have to wait. Sorry, something in the background. That you have to wait until that is flushed out of your system. They can't like give you an IV or whatever. Like, I just had to ride that one out. You need to be listening to your body. I had the choice then to continue the antibiotic or to stop and just trust my body, and that I could fight the infection off myself. I didn't finish the antibiotic, and I did fight off the infection by myself within like 24 hours, and I didn't have any fucking heart palpitations where I had to call 911. So I listened to my body, and as much as they want to sit there and tell you, you need to finish your antibiotic in order for the infection to go away, that shit is so goddamn false. Sorry for all of the cursing, but please just listen to your own body. Stop listening to anyone else. Stop putting your validation outside of yourself. Stop giving people that power. That's your power. And I continued to listen to other people over myself for so long, and that did nothing for me but bring me further into the depths of confusion. I had a health and wellness coach that helped me on this journey at first. And she put me on a bunch of supplements. I was like on 20 to 30 supplements at one point. And I will say, if you're gonna start looking into your body and health, I would start doing blood tests, seeing where your numbers are at, seeing if you even have a disease. You may not even have one. I was so shocked when I found out I didn't have it anymore. And if I hadn't checked, I would have had someone just continuously putting me on medications and supplements. So I did have someone helping me. Like, I was basically dying at the beginning, okay? I was just coming out of coke and alcohol. I had been doing a 5th of alcohol and an 8 ball of cocaine every single day for 10 plus years. My temperature regulation was so messed up. I literally couldn't sleep through the night without having a outburst where my entire body would like light on fire, and my partner at the time had to get cold compresses, shove me into the shower, and we had to like just hose me down with cold water and try to get me to calm down in order to fall asleep every single night. It was torture. And now I still have temperature regulation issues, even though I don't have Hashimoto's anymore. I still sleep with an ice pack and a heated blanket, but I am working on all of that. So as far as the supplements go, I would say that one's a little bit hard for me to give you information on. I had a health and wellness coach that did give me supplements where my body needed them at the time, I think. I'm not sure, but she wanted to continue putting me on the supplements and keeping me on them. My intuition told me no, and I stopped all supplements. And every time I have been told to do supplements, I have listened to my body and just not taken them, and I've healed without them. So I'm going to give you information based on nothing about supplements, okay? I think that if you want to take supplements, you should talk to someone who has knowledge in that field if you would like to pay, because most of the time you have to pay someone like that. So if you trust that person, you can allow them to give you maybe the supplements, but it's temporary. I don't think this is permanent. It might just be like, oh, you need some selenium for a little bit, or you need some vitamin B12 for a little bit, or zinc for a little bit. The only supplements that I take now is magnesium and sometimes L-theanine when my anxiety needs it, because I do not take meds for mental health at all. So love versus fear. Every decision that you're making, are you making it out of fear or are you making it out of love? That's a question that you have to start asking yourself. And that's the journey that you'll go on once you start asking yourself that question. So I'll leave that journey up to you. Love yourself. Go into the mirror right now, in this very second. Pause the video if you have to, and go tell yourself you love yourself. See what comes up. Allow whatever that needs to come up to come up. It might be freaking hard at first. The first time I ever did it, I couldn't do it. And it took me so long to be able to say I love you to myself without falling and just wanting to punch the mirror and shatter it, because I didn't love myself. I hated myself. But that's mirror work, doing mirror work. If you can make a playlist, like a really soft, sensual playlist that is like has a lot of feelings in it. You know, I don't know if you have like an In My Feels playlist, something like that, like a sad playlist, depressed playlist, something that's gonna bring your emotions up. Put that playlist on and go into the mirror and start saying kind things to yourself and seeing how that affects you. And go through that journey. Start doing ceremonies with yourself. Start making it a practice where you dedicate at least one 20-minute session a week to doing mirror work, where you go in the mirror, or, you know, and when you have emotions come up, you need to sit and allow those emotions to come through. I don't care if you're out in public. I really just don't. So many people care about being in public and crying. Stop caring about that. You're a human. And do you even know what happens when you hold that shit in? It turns into disease. It turns into Hashimoto's, into lupus, into cancer. So unless you want that, I would just start crying and just not caring. Because honestly, you're giving permission for other people to cry and to let their stuff out. Because there is an absurd amount of people holding in their emotions and getting sick. This is not okay. This is not behavior that is okay in our society. This needs to change. It needs to be reprogrammed immediately if we want to stop having a sick society. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I was gonna be so angry for this entire video. I am so sorry. I really am. Here we go, let's keep going. Be yourself. This one's extremely important. They're all extremely important. You need to ask yourself, how much are you actually yourself? And who actually are you? That'll lead you down an awakening. Unfortunately, an awakening is what we all need in order for these diseases to go away. Sorry, I said it. I'm not even trying to wake you up, but if you want to heal, you need to. Because start posting online as yourself. Stop editing yourself before posting something, being like, oh, but I don't know if I looked good here. Oh, I had an eyelash here. Oh, what if people get triggered by this? Who the fuck cares? Post it. And not even without posting, How about just going out into public and actually acting like yourself and replying the way you want to and not what makes other people comfortable? Those types of things. That's what I mean by being yourself. It is an edge. It truly is an edge in this society to be yourself, and how messed up is that? Sorry. I had no idea I was gonna be so lit up. Listen to your body. But you need to create space to listen to your body. If you drink coffee, I'm sorry, but you're gonna need to stop for a second. At least a week. Give yourself enough space and time to understand what it feels like without activating your nervous system all the time. Coffee is the same thing as cocaine was for me. Like, I constantly was using it. I'm not saying coffee and cocaine are the exact same, okay? I'm not being like that. I'm just saying anything that puts your nervous system in complete activation all the time never allows you to slow down enough to feel your emotions. And that is the missing link. That is the key. Most people drink coffee all the time and they never come down from it. And that is why they're not crying. And because they're not crying, they're sick because they're holding all of that in. All of that turns into disease in your body. So take a break from coffee for a week, and I would choose cacao instead. Cacao is ceremonial grade chocolate, and it's a, look it up, CACAO, I think. And if you get the ceremonial grade cacao, I recommend Third Eye cacao, and get the Goddess Feels elixir. Or if you're a man, they also have Virgin for Men. And it's a good replacement for coffee for people. And for me, it was a good replacement for cocaine. And if you're trying to let go of alcohol, I highly recommend kava, Kava. As someone who is addicted to the combination of cocaine and alcohol together, called cocoethylene, is actually the name of the drug, which is actually more addicting and more dangerous than either one of those two separately. But that's what I was addicted to. So I've been sober for over 2.5 years from those substances and from any like bad substances like that. But I'm still a human being. I need some relief too. Like I'm still freaking processing loads and years of trauma. You think I'm just out here being completely sober? Like, I wish. I am trying to. I am on that journey, but I'm still not there yet. So I drink cacao and kava. I've even created my own elixir, which I literally made today, that I wanted to drink while I was making this because it helped me so much on my journey. It kept me away from alcohol, and I am living proof that you can have kava, which is also, it's processed through the liver. People call it like spiritual alcohol. I don't even like to call it that because that's a bad representation of it. It's not like alcohol because it doesn't intoxicate you, and you're able to relax and have social ease, but still being yourself. And so I combine the two and make it into this is kava. This is what it looks like. It looks like dirt water, and unfortunately it tastes like dirt water. So if you don't like the taste of earth, it might be hard. It might be an acquired taste, but so is alcohol. So is a shot of vodka. Like, ew, gross. This is better than a shot of vodka. Come on, guys. I get so many people telling me, ew, it's gross. But yeah, so is alcohol. Alcohol is nasty. So I like doing kava and cacao together because it gives, the cacao, it is a theobromine. So it actually like opens up your blood vessels and it warms your chest and stuff. It's like, to me, natural Molly or natural cocaine. It makes you very chatty, but it also warms your heart, and it uplifts your mood, and it makes you really happy, and it gives you a lot of energy. But it feels very clean. It's not like coffee. Coffee, if you look up the difference, Google will tell you. And so and then kava is like relaxing. There's actually multiple strains of it. It's like weed in that way. You can have more uplifting, more mind ones that are like more in your brain and more like, for going out and stuff, being socially chatty and stuff. And then there's more like body kava, which is the one I prefer, which is more of like a downer, and it just feels like more heavy in your body. Not as much mental stuff going on, but more like, in your body. So I combine the two, and it creates what alcohol and stimulants would have done for me, but in a way that doesn't take from me from tomorrow or drain me. And honestly, it's also kind of healthy. Cacao is actually doctors will tell you that it is and can be part of a healthy daily diet. You can consume cacao daily and it can be part of a healthy diet. I don't know about kava as part of a daily healthy diet. I use it like someone might use alcohol, like just as, you know, a nice treat for myself to help me relax when I want to, because I said it does get processed through the liver. So just be wary of that, the same way you would be wary of taking an ibuprofen with alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but like I said, I am living proof that I've been drinking this shit for kava for over 2.5 years, the entire time I've been on my healing journey, and I have still healed these diseases while drinking this. And I don't think that that would be possible if I was drinking alcohol. So this is just my opinion, and this is just my journey. I'm telling you my journey, that I was able to heal my diseases by removing alcohol, cocaine, tobacco, coffee. I never had coffee or caffeine. And I was still able to have relief in my journey through kava and cacao. And those two things did not mess up my healing. So yeah, my numbers are literally phenomenal. I think I'm at like 21 right now, or 12. I'm at 12. 12. That is so normal. I was at 500 for my TPO numbers, and now I'm at 12. 34 means that you don't have it anymore. And 37 is like low functioning. I had it at 37 just back in January, and it is July now. So, and I've also continued to smoke weed, and I've also done ketamine. And I'm not suggesting that anyone do those things, but I'm telling you what's possible with certain substances. So I think that weed does make my Hashimoto's worse. It makes me itchy, it makes my sleep worse, it affects my mood. So I am on a journey to become a clear vessel and to get rid of that. But I've still been able to heal my diseases smoking weed the entire time. I used ketamine to help me with my trauma, but I didn't do it medically. I didn't go somewhere and do the intravenous, or like have anyone lead me through, or take the joyous like cubes that go underneath your tongue. I didn't do any of that. I had a dealer, and I found some really good ketamine that was like really high quality, and in my opinion it was magic. And I'm not sure if anyone else even has access to what I had access to, so I don't even know if I can tell people like that ketamine is okay. I just think that I had a particular lucky draw with it, but I'm done with it now. I have not been using it over the past month. I've been really trying to get away from it because I started to rely on it for regulation, and that's where things can go wrong. Because anytime you're using anything to cover up what you need to face, is going to sit inside of you and build into something else. So that's why my body is calling me really hardcore into clear vessel mode, because I have psoriasis and skin issues that won't go away, and I know that they come back when I smoke weed and stuff like that. And so, and it goes away when I don't smoke weed. So honestly, guys, I'm just gonna be honest, and this is not what a lot of you want to hear. It's not even what I want to hear either, but I gotta be honest. The more of clear vessels that we can become, the healthier we are going to be. And I'm sorry, I don't take medications for mental health, so I'm not going to pretend like I know about that. I have taken them in the past, but I was never consistent with it, so it never like was good for me, and I was doing it while I was doing cocaine. But what I will say is, this is just my opinion, okay? And this is, you can take it or leave it, but I just think that if you can even try to get off of that, like any medication, I don't care what it is, please try, because you have everything you need within you when you sit in silence more, when you remove noise more, like background noise and stimulation on your phone. Be on your phone less. Have less TV on in the background, less music on in the background. Have more silence with yourself. Stop sleeping with your phone in your room. Listen to healing frequencies when you can. these types of things are going to help your nervous system and your brain more than any medication, in my opinion. I do know that medications can help humans that are like completely falling apart, okay? So I understand there are some people out there that like need it to like stay alive. I get that. Once you get to a place where you are stable enough to try to start to wean off and create other tools for yourself to transition off of the meds and into more of a clear vessel mode, I highly recommend. So if you can start going to yoga studios, find breathwork studios, find group breathwork sessions, places where you can feel comfortable moving your body and breathing around people, doing things like this, allowing yourself to be more of yourself. Because when you're in spaces like, you know, I do ecstatic dance and Latihan, which is a blindfolded group meditative movement. Ecstatic dance is like a sober dance party. Like, and I'm only saying yoga and breathwork because I think those are more accessible than ecstatic dance and Latihan, which you guys probably have never even heard of. I live in a city where those things are available. So, but yoga is like the closest place you can go to where you can start, like at least moving your body, stretching, allowing that stuff to move. That's gonna help a lot. And then being in spaces where you can start to be yourself. Like literally, bro, just like these cars are around me, right? But me just like, being weird as hell in front of people, that is so healing for you. You don't even know how healing that is for you until you try it. So please do that. Start being yourself, start being weird as hell. And you know what? A lot of this isn't even like advice about like science stuff. Like this is like more like deep rooted stuff. This is just like, you know, showing up in your life differently. Speak your truth more. Hashimoto's is in your thyroid, which is right here, right? This is your throat chakra. I used cocaine to be chatty and to speak my truth, which was killing my thyroid. And that my immune system started to attack my own freaking thyroid because I was attacking my own voice and my own truth. As you can tell, I have a messed up voice right now because I have weak vocal cords. I'm still building my voice up. I will say posting on social media and sharing my voice has helped. I'm pretty sure that might be the foundation of what has healed my Hashimoto's. So if you can like figure out what is the root of your disease, your particular disease. So like, let's say you have lung cancer. I know if you look up on ChatGPT, what is this in spiritual and metaphysical communities, what is the underlying cause of disease in the lungs? Start looking up stuff like that. So, or if you have arthritis, you know, a lot of this stuff is going to be that your body and the universe is asking you to slow the F down, okay? So another part of this is going to be really hard, okay? The biggest rewiring I've ever had to do in my life was slowing down and resting. I have done more rest in the past 2.5 years than I've ever done in my entire life. I was on cocaine 24/7. I would be up for 4+ days at a time, no eating, no sleeping, and that went on for years. 10+ years I was doing that. So by the time I finally made it to my partner's house that like decided that, because we were going to be together and I had to run away from my dad that was killing me, I ended up moving to New York City. I was still on drugs and alcohol. My partner didn't know it. And I had just arrived in New York City from being in Portland with my dad, who I was doing drugs with every day. And I arrived at his house and I slept for a full 3 days without waking up, because I had been in a fight or flight for so long that when I finally got into a safe place, my body just died. Like, it was like, I might have even actually been dead. Like, I might have actually been fucking dead for like at least 24 hours, bro. Like, that's how much sleep I needed. And that is going to be so hard, because especially in this society, especially if you have a job, like, you're going to have to start making hard decisions. You're going to have to start being like, I know I need to go to work today, but I'm not going. I'm choosing myself over work. That's going to be a really hard decision that you're going to have to make. But I promise, once you start making decisions like that, the universe is going to meet you. Because the universe doesn't want you to slave your life away. It only wants that if you want it, okay? So the universe is going to give you a reflection of who you are being. If you say, I don't deserve abundance unless I work really hard for it, the universe is going to say, okay, I believe you. Let's give a reflection of that reality. But if you start saying, no, I matter, and you start thinking about the freaking job industry, and you're like, what the hell? They're asking me to basically kill myself in order to make it to this job. Then you're going to start being like, no, my life matters more than that stupid job. That they can replace me anyway. Start realizing, God, we need to start waking up in this society. It starts with deprogramming and getting out of this thought that like, we're supposed to be helping everyone outside of ourselves and doing everything for this whole society and not ourselves. That is so the opposite. No one can help anyone unless you're helping yourself first. You can't help someone and put the oxygen mask on someone else when you don't have any air. So just the same way as on an airplane, put your oxygen mask on first and then help your neighbor, okay? All of these cliches, just think about all the cliches. They're all true, all of them. Life gave us that. I mean, we're just sitting here not listening to it. Like, come on, you guys, come on. There's so many obvious things about life that we're just not listening to. We know all this stuff is true within us, but start believing it. Start getting quiet enough, still enough to know that these things are true. And isn't it empowering to know that you can do this on your own? That you don't need to wait for health insurance to give you your health insurance card, for them to call you back, for you to get the appointment that was 3 months taken, and now you finally get the appointment. Now a doctor's finally going to listen. You don't need to wait for that. You could be healed by the time you're supposed to have that doctor's appointment in 3 months. I'm not kidding. Joe Dispenza healed an entire spine injury. He was told he was never going to be able to walk again. He healed it within like 12 weeks. Come on. And I'm living proof that you can do it too, because I followed that belief when I learned about him at a very young age. I learned about him in like high school. So I always knew this power was within me, and the universe has been giving me things over and over again to prove that this is real, and now I know that it is. Now, there's one thing I'm going to say about how to heal these diseases as far as like the science goes, the AIP diet. Autoimmune protocol diet. Please look that up. I am not going to spend an entire video doing that. If you care about your health, you will buy the books, you will read the information on Google, you will ask ChatGPT the questions, you will figure it out. So it's all organic, clean meat. Make sure everything you eat is organic. Only fruits and veggies, no nuts, no beans, no legumes, no chocolate, no dairy, no gluten. It's a very strict diet. And there's no nightshades either, so I couldn't even have potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, so many things. Like, the AIP diet was so hard. I did it for 2 years. And I also don't know if that's how long you should do it for. I ended up doing it for so long that it ended up messing with my relationship with food. I ended up feeling scared to eat anything outside of the AIP diet, and I don't think that's healthy, and I don't think you're supposed to be on the diet that long. The coach that I had at the time, she had me on that diet and my intuition was screaming that it was too long. Here I am a few years later, and honestly, I still am kind of on the AIP diet, and my body does still have an issue with like foods that aren't on the diet, like beans and peppers and stuff. And so I think that there is a sweet spot for doing that diet. I'm gonna intuitively say 6 months. 6 months is probably a golden amount of time for that, because if you go too far on it, like I said, it'll mess with your mental, with the relationship with food, and the physical. So but that's the thing, you need to listen to your body. You need to get clear and listen to your body. Listening to your intuition, your heart knows the way, but you got to slow down enough and get quiet enough. You really do. That's like my biggest thing that I'm going to sit here and say, is that your heart knows the way. I swear to God. It's that we're taught that's not the case, and why we're all so confused. That you have to listen to doctors because they have a medical degree. I'm telling you, your heart knows more than any medical degree. So, I'm sorry that was so passionate and so intense. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needs to come through. I'm sure there's so much. I didn't even tell you my exact story because that's not what wanted to come through today. But I probably will end up telling my story. I just want to see how this lands first. And if anything else comes through that I need to talk about. And I might end up making multiple videos on this. So keep an eye out for that. I want you guys to succeed. I do. I want you to succeed as much as I succeeded and more. I do. You need to do the things that your body knows, you know? Eat the rainbow. Eat all the different colors of fruits and veggies because each color of fruit and veggie helps with different chakras. You need to be doing breath work. I highly recommend Sandy's Breathe with Sandy on YouTube and do his longer ones. Even if you can sign up for him on Patreon and do his like hour-long somatic breathwork sessions where you go into deep trauma release. That is what you need to do. That's the place that's going to give you the most results, because you like going on hour-long breathwork journeys where you completely release, where you allow yourself to just ugly cry in the middle of it, and you'll have like a psychedelic journey during this too, without taking any psychedelics. That's what breathwork does to you, and those long journeys. And so it's intense, but afterwards you feel very clear. But you need to also integrate that as well. Taking mushrooms helped me a lot. Not being in relationships where you're abandoning yourself. If you're abandoning yourself in any of your friendships or relationships, just go ahead and stop that right now. And then start asking yourself, do these friendships and relationships revolve around substances? Because if they do, you're gonna need to stop that, because that's not real. Okay, here we go. I remembered the biggest thing, the number one biggest thing is facing truth. And this is the number one thing that nobody's gonna wanna hear. Facing your truth. You need to face your truth. What that means is there are a lot of things in your life that might be not good right now, right? So go through each of those things. What in your life isn't good, and then become extremely honest. What do I need to change to make this something that I prefer rather than something I don't prefer? And the answer is going to be extremely uncomfortable, and it's going to be something that you want to avoid. And it's usually the reason why we drink coffee or alcohol or smoke weed, because we're trying to avoid that exact thing. But that exact thing is the thing that you need to face to heal yourself. So, like, for example, and this goes, and you can do that. This is going to be the fastest way to healing, okay? The sooner you can stay true to your truth and not even allow any space or time for you to abandon yourself, the better. So if you can get really still and really intentional about your moments, about your communication, about your experiences, and realize that life is a trip that you are lucid in, every single experience, every single conversation to you matters. It is each an opportunity for you to wire your life in the way that you prefer. And that is what is going to get you to a healed state. Stop making decisions based on the social programming of society and on what you think should be. It's on what you desire in your heart and what's true to you. So, like, for example, let's say I go to a kava bar. Let's say I'm talking to one of the kava bartenders and they're asking me questions about myself. And they're trying to, maybe they make an assumption about me. And instead of going along with that assumption as maybe like a friendly conversation or a joke, the uncomfortable thing would to stop them in their tracks right there and be like, actually, that's not true about me. But I get what you're saying, that's funny, and then move on. Like, even if, let's say you turned what could have been like just a lighthearted, funny conversation, but you accepted an assumption about you that wasn't true in reality, those kinds of things. Like, just allowing the uncomfortableness of making the decision that's gonna allow for your truth to be present in reality. I hope that's making sense to you. I'm trying to think of another like situation. It's just like, you know, it's very complex, but it's that small and that intentional. And so that's why I am honing in on the breath work and meditation part, because it isn't until you do enough breath work and meditation that you even start to understand how to get to this place. There's like a certain threshold that your body needs to reach before it starts allowing you to see the magic of what I'm saying. Because your body and your nervous system will start to slow down naturally, and the heart coherence and the channeling of source will start to come through you naturally. You have to give yourself that time and space. Meditation is not just for the monks, not just for the Buddha. Like, I don't know why the hell Christianity didn't teach us that meditation is important, but it is like the most important thing for any of us to have healthy relationships with each other on earth. Come on. Sorry, I'm getting so passionate about this again. So, meditation and breath work. Just do it. And then, before you even comment on this video, anything negative, I would like you to at least try meditation and breath work and no coffee for a week and tell me the results. And see what's up. Because you really just need to start allowing yourself to feel and stop caring what people think. All right. I think that's what wanted to come through for today. So I hope this helps, and please go ahead and leave in the comments what you thought about this video. I know it was intense. I still want to know, and I'd like to know any questions that you have. I would love to answer them in future videos. I really want to be here for you guys, so please let me know anything, any more information I can give you. I was just going off of, you know, channeling today. I didn't write too much down, as you could tell, so I just allowed to come through whatever wanted to come through, but I'm open to answering whatever questions you guys have. So I hope this helps, and I'm wishing you all the best of luck on your journey, sending in so much love and intention and healing vibrations for this. Let's go ahead and just take a breath together. Take a deep breath in through the nose, through the belly. So hold it. Relax into the hold. Let it out with a sigh. Ah. Let's do that 2 more times. Ready? In through the nose. Ah. And 1 more time. Ah. The deep belly breath through here, and then the sigh with the voice gets you out of fight or flight by activating your vagus nerve. So doing stuff like that, get yourself out of fight or flight. If you can at night, get a massage lacrosse ball, put it right here in your psoas muscles, which are so tight all the time. These are your fight or flight muscles. Lean into it on the ground before you sleep at night, and allow yourself to soften your muscle around the ball. Don't dig into it like you're trying to, like, there's gonna be lots of knots in here. Don't dig into it. Just rest into the ball, soften around the ball. That's gonna take you out of fight or flight, and it's great for sleep. So that's another good hack that I have for you. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, but thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'm wishing you all the best in your journey.